So, welcome back to my kitchen. It is another day of shelter in place here in California. I really don't know what day it is. How many days has it been?
22 weeks.
It's been a while. So one of the ways I'm trying to keep myself busy and keep myself occupied is by trying to make as many different meals with the same primary ingredients. So today I'm going to show you how to make 3 different dishes using the same 1 can of Spam. All right, so the first thing I'm going to be making is Spam Musubi. It's great as a snack, it's great as a meal, it's great to take with you, not that you're going anywhere because we're all shelter in place. So first things first, I'm going to make my rice, and I have my rice right here. I just made sure to rinse it several times until the water ran clear to make sure all the excess starch is out of it. So I'm going to add that to our pan, add my water, cover this, bring it to the boil, and then let it simmer for 10 minutes. Do not remove the cover because you'll ruin everything. So now that my rice is all cooked, it's time to season it. So I have sugar, salt, and vinegar that I'm just going to mix together and then microwave until the sugar is nice and dissolved. Oh God, I need to clean that. I got my rice here. Add in my little mixture over the top. I'm just folding this in. So my rice is done at this point. I'm just going to set it aside and get started on my Spam. So since this is my first recipe, I'm gonna open this bad boy up. Beautiful. Cut in half. Cut this guy in half as well. That'll be for my Musubi. Make sure that you don't throw away the can. I'm actually gonna show you a hack on how to use this to make your Musubi. And then once your Musubi is cut in half, it's ready to fry. So I have a non-stick pan here that I'm gonna put over medium-high heat. Once that's nice and warmed up, I'm going to add my pieces of Spam. I'm gonna let these get nice and golden brown, which should take like 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna flip them, do the same exact thing on the other side. Alrighty, so at this point my Spam looks pretty good. I'm gonna get started on my glaze and we'll get these nice and coated. So I'm going to combine water, soy sauce, and sugar together. Stir this up until everything is nice and dissolved. Then I'm going to add it to my hot pan and let that kind of cook down and form a glaze over my Musubi. Alrighty, so now that everything is done, it's time to assemble. First thing I'm doing is I'm actually cleaning out that used Spam container that we had. I'm going to use it as a mold to help shape my actual Musubi. I'm going to line the inside with a little bit of cling film, layer in about half of my rice, press that down just to make sure it's nice and compact, add a piece of my Spam on top. I'm now just gonna take it out of the can, and I'm just gonna repeat all this with the second one. So I'm going to take my nori. There is a shiny side, and then there is a matte side. You're gonna want the shiny side down. Take my Musubi, place it on top, fold it up and over the top, a little bit of water. We'll seal that bad boy right up. Look at that. And that's Spam Musubi. On to the next thing. So this next recipe is ridiculously easy. You don't even really need a recipe. Instead of making a BLT, I'm going to be making an SLT. So to start, I'm just taking 1 ripe tomato. I like my slices thick because I like the tomato to be the star of the sandwich. So I'm actually going to hit them with some salt just to soften them up a bit, make them a little bit sweeter when we bite into it. Next, I'm going to take another quarter of Spam and I'm just gonna slice that in half lengthwise. And much like with the Musubi, over medium-high heat, add a little bit of oil. Sear off those 2 pieces of Spam until they're brown on both sides. That'll be about 2 to 3 minutes aside. And now that these 2 pieces of Spam are ready, it's time to assemble our sandwich. So I'm taking 2 slices of toasted bread, generously add some mayonnaise to both halves, add some lettuce, add my thick slices of tomato, add my pieces of cooked Spam to the top, and then just add my last piece of bread. Cut in half, and you're ready to serve. And that is half of our can of Spam at this point, so let's move on to our final recipe. For the last half of my Spam, I'm gonna be making a super easy fried rice. So first things first, we're going to take our Spam and we're going to dice it. Now, I like relatively chunky pieces. That way, when you fry it, they get nice and crispy on the outside, but they're a little bit soft on the inside. I'm heating a cast iron skillet over medium heat, adding a little bit of oil. Once my skillet is at temperature, add my Spam. Fry for about 3 to 5 minutes, just until it is all nice and golden brown. The pieces are going to shrink down just a little bit, which is totally fine, totally normal. So these look great, they're nice and golden brown. So I'm just going to pull them from the pan. Add my carrots, onions, and ginger. I'm gonna let these cook for a little bit, let them soften up, develop some color. This is going to take about 5 minutes. Now that these guys are ready, I'm going to add my frozen peas and my garlic, You're only gonna let this go for a minute. You don't want the peas to break down too much, and you don't want the garlic to burn. This should be smelling nice and aromatic. You should smell the garlic and the ginger in the air. So the trick to making really good fried rice is using old rice that's a couple days old, that's been in the refrigerator, it's nice and dried out. So I'm going to add that, as well as my soy sauce, and I'm going to add back my cooked Spam. And I'm just gonna get this all broken down, nice and incorporated. And there you have it. That is Spam fried rice, super easy in about 15 minutes. I don't like this. And there you have it. This is 3 meals, all of them made with the same single can of Spam. So we have our Hawaiian snack here that is the sweet and salty Spam Musubi. You have your SLT, your Spam lettuce and tomato sandwich. And finally, we have my favorite, your Spam fried rice with your crunchy little pieces of Spam and your crisped up rice. So I'm actually going to pack these 2 up and have them at a different time. I'll probably eat them tomorrow. This will be my dinner tonight. If there's any other canned ingredients that you want us to try, that you want to see a few of the possibilities that you can make with them, let us know in the comments below. Recipes for these are all going to be available on tasty.co, so check them out there. And until then, stay safe, stay fed, and I'll see you again soon. Try this guy. Yeah, come on, grab what you want.